so excited because it's Eurovision Grand Final Eve. It's like Christmas Eve or whatever holidays y'all celebrate all over the world, where the night before you get super excited and probably, I mean, I'm probably not gonna be able to sleep because I'm that excited about this. Um, this is my reaction to my first time seeing the running order for the second half of the grand final for Eurovision 2019, and I have it covered up so that I can only see one country at a time because I want to be surprised. So God, the semifinals are over. Like, come on, Jay, get it together, get it together, get it together. Um, wow. Okay, so the first country to perform in the second half is Israel, the host country. Look, every time that I hear the song now or see him rehearse or perform, I fall so in love with that song and with his vocals and how it's staged. It's just it's so good and so beautiful. Is there going to be some hate because they won last year? Probably. Tends to happen. But I hope, Israel, that you're proud of Kobe because he's so talented, and to take on a performance in your home country after you won is not an easy thing to do, I would imagine. So sending him good vibes. It's a good spot. I see it somewhere like, I mean, I don't know, 16, 17, 18 overall, but yeah, he's great. What a talent. All right, next, Norway. Just saw that. Okay. Norway song, this is a pretty good placement, but it makes me wonder if how they finished in their semifinal, because to be put that early, it's not indicative of the fact that they've finished very high. So I think the Netherlands might have finished higher than Norway. And okay, yeah. But look, I love Norway. I wouldn't change a single thing about the performance or the staging because it's great. It's an amazing pop song. It's turning into a hit in countries all over the world. And is one of the only ones that is doing that. So people are connecting with it, and that's the most important thing. All right, 16, which would be third in the second half, is the United Kingdom. Okay, I was wondering where United Kingdom was going to end up. Would have been interesting to have them and Sweden in the same half, just because we all know that Jan wrote Bigger Than Us for the United Kingdom, which Michael Rice is going to be performing. I think that this has the possibility of having a pretty high placement for the UK. Michael's vocals are, I don't know how he does that. I don't know how he sings like that with all those runs and all that control. And it's such a powerful song that builds and builds and builds to where you feel like you're almost watching someone who's already won something. Does that make sense? Yeah, I don't know. But hopefully UK will not have, stage invasion this year. That's, it's a pretty good spot for the United Kingdom. Okay, 17th, which would be the fourth in semifinal 2, is Iceland. Okay, yeah, so getting a lot of hate for what I said about Iceland when I did the recap of semifinal 1. And you know what? This indicates what I suspected, which is that I don't think they won their semifinal. If they're placed in the fourth spot of the second half, it's still not a bad place, or a bad position to perform in. But I feel like the same issues are going to take place where it's, for some reason, they have a ginormous stage, but everything is like clumped into the very center of the stage, and it feels like they're walking over each other. Plus, his vocals, the blonde one, were really off. Hopefully, he's rested his voice because he's not answering any questions, obviously. and he can deliver that. Do I think Iceland is going to win? No. Do I think Iceland is going to place top 10? Yeah. Do I see him in the top 5? I don't. And I could be completely wrong about that, but that's my thoughts. Okay, after Iceland, Estonia. Look, you know already that I've said that the song is a little too generic. He had a lot of vocal issues in the semifinal, like a lot. And I found it interesting that he, in the press conference afterwards, basically spent his time apologizing for how vocally off his performance was. So even he was aware of the fact that it wasn't great, and it still advanced. So that's an interesting spot. I think Estonia, when we find out, is going to be one of those who barely qualified out of semifinal 1. That's just my opinion. All right, so 19th, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th performance in semifinal 2 is Belarus. I forgot about Belarus. Okay. Again, I got some hate for this, but you know how I feel about it. I don't think lyrically that it's a song that has an important message, and that's fine. Maybe it's just a fun pop song. Her vocals are okay. For me, the staging, I feel like she uses the stage the best that she can. She's not a dancer. She's not really a strong vocalist. But maybe people are connecting just to her, because she does have a really great personality, and sometimes that can be enough to connect with people. All right, after Belarus performing 20th, oh, it's Azerbaijan. Okay, that kind of confirms Azerbaijan finished pretty high in semifinal 2, and I thought that they did, but that's sort of proof of that. I think people are going to be surprised when we find out, because I really think they could have been. I mean, I don't think they won semifinal 2, but I think they could have been second, possibly third. His vocals were amped up that much that it could have propelled the song to a pretty high result from semifinal 2. Okay, we only have 6 countries left, so the next country is France. Okay. As much as I love Bilal for what he's bringing to Eurovision, and the statement that just him being there is making, and including the 2 other people that have overcome so much to be there, I have to be honest and say that for me the staging is a little, like, what's the right word, drab. It's kind of colorless, and it's kind of that it just drains a lot out of it, because we're only seeing like black and gray graphics. His vocals are going to have to be absolutely like on point. He has a huge worldwide fan base that will vote like crazy for him, I'm sure. Do I see, do I feel in my heart that France is going to finish top 10? No. Do I feel they're going to finish top 20? I don't think so. I'm thinking 22, 23 might be one of the spots for France, because the staging is just not what it could be for such a powerful song and a powerful message. But I still wish all the best. Spot 22 is Italy. Okay, so it is true that like all the rest of the Big Five are in this one. Wow, that's gonna, I think, hurt France even more, if that makes sense, because what Italy brings is, again, a personal song with a powerful message, but he delivers in that performance and with the staging. Um, he just connects with people. I don't know any other way to explain it. That's an amazing spot for Italy. And I, I feel like it is going to hurt France that Italy goes right after them. And it helps Italy to be that late in the running order because Italy is one of those countries that I feel like can sneak in there and win. I would not be surprised, and I love the song so much, and I love his story. Um, that with that spot in the running order, Italy could be one of those. 3, 4. We have 4 countries left. So after Italy, Serbia. Okay, wow. That confirms that Serbia probably finished, second or third in their semifinal, and I would not change a single thing about that performance. Every single time, she's been vocally flawless. The performance is visually stunning with sort of the swirling around that's taking place everywhere, and it's an incredible song as well. So that is a great spot for Serbia. After Serbia, it's Switzerland. Oh, okay, so let's be honest. Switzerland won semifinal 2, which I thought, but now seeing this confirms that. I feel like they won semifinal 2, and I feel like with this spot, Switzerland could also win. Like, the door is open. This is the best possible, I think, spot for Switzerland to have been placed in. And I would not be shocked or surprised if Switzerland pulls off a win here. It's that good of a song, and it's that amazing of a performance by him. So, oh no, we have 2 countries left. Okay, after Switzerland, Australia. Okay. Wow. So she must have done very well in semifinal 1. I think she could have won semifinal 1 actually, and this spot right here. I mean, Australia, like, this could be yours as well. Again, that door is open. Nobody is bringing the caliber of performance that Kate is bringing to Eurovision this year. And with that performance and with her vocals and that spot next to last, Australia, it couldn't be much better for you. Her vocals are going to have to be on point, and they have been pretty much since she's arrived in Israel, but she's gonna have to be 100% on. But all my friends out there in Australia, like, let me know in the comments. Are you excited that she's placed in this spot? Am I the only one? And it doesn't have to be people from Australia, but with this spot, that any of the rest of you think that she could win? Because I do think that she could win. It's going to be a great placement for Australia for sure. That means closing the whole show is Spain, España. Such an energetic song. Interesting that it's last. I'm not quite sure I see that as like a closing song for the competition. We know he's going to bring upbeat energy. The staging, is great. His vocals are good. I'm not going to say they're outstanding, especially going right after Australia, who's doing all that crazy stuff and delivering amazing vocals. But it's a good spot for Spain. It's going to finish higher for you than last year. So that's that now. So I've gone through the running order for both halves of the grand final, and this is going to be interesting because if I've learned anything since I've become a Eurovision fan, it's that you never can really predict what's going to happen. I know the Netherlands is still the favorite with whatever they call them, the bookies or all of that, but with Eurovision this year, you can't predict how voters are going to vote and how the juries are going to vote. And having said all of that, like, I want to thank all of you again for, sorry, my allergies are like super bad. Pollen, what can you do? I'm going to be rooting for every single country, and I know that may sound lame, but it's true. I don't really have a horse in this race, so to speak, because, there's no United States of America in it, which is awesome. We shouldn't be. I have to be honest, I'm not that hyped about Madonna performing. I feel like, that's okay, but I would rather have seen more music from Israel, maybe. Again, I wish all of you guys the best, and I love all of my Eurovision family from around the world, because this has been an insane year for me personally. Trying to balance grad school with a full-time job, and a couple health issues here and there has made this year very difficult for me. So the support that I've gotten from all of you is more than I could ever deserve, and I want to say thank you again for that. I'm not going to get emotional. I'm just going to say thank you. And wish all of you guys absolutely the best of luck. I can't wait for the show. And I'll see you guys back for the next reaction video. Peace. Pause.